So Kenny, what are we going to do for our excellent Easter card video?
Well, they're Easter eggs, so I have hidden them around our recording space.
You've hidden them.
Yeah, I've hidden them.
Oh, let me look for them. Oh, look, one here. Oh, out of the way.
Oh
one
my
here.
God.
And one here. I found them.
Oh, you win.
Hi, and welcome to Crafts by Two. I'm George.
And I'm Ken.
And today we have our excellent,
Yes.
I kept messing it up, Easter card collection. Yay! We have a total of 9 Easter cards that you can make. But one is a DIY card, so you can make anything you want with it. They're SVGs, so you can cut them out on your Cricut machine, your Silhouette machine, or even your Brother ScanNCut, or any other cutting machine that lets you use SVGs. Ken is going to show you how to put together the striped card, the one that he made.
Well, I made one of the other ones. I did the, where is it? That one. He Has Risen.
The He Has Risen card.
And this card is free for everybody. All the rest of the cards are available for our patrons.
You know what else our patrons get?
The D.I.Y card.
And
a special surprise.
An Easter basket. An Easter basket that holds little treats that you can put one of the fronts of these cards on both sides of. So it makes it kind of like an Easter basket.
So if you're interested in supporting Crafts by Two, for even just $1 a month, you'll get access to our file library that includes this, plus a lot of other projects that we've made just for our patrons.
So Ken, why don't you show them how you put that card together and how easy it is.
Okay. Here are the pieces to make up the striped egg card. There is the base, which I've already folded on the score line, and a insert you can use for a sentiment, so you can put that on the inside of your card, and you can stamp it or decorate it, or have the machine write in your sentiment if you like. So I'm just going to set that to the side. And here are the pieces for the egg card. We designed it so everything layers on top of each other and supports itself. So it has a little bit of thickness to it, a little dimensionality, but the design supports it all to come together in a cute little card shape. And I did these in colors that are a little more vibrant just because the lighting was washing out some of the more pastel pretty colors. I actually like the pastel a little more, so if I did this again, I'd probably choose something a little more lighter. And this is just some art glitter glue that we have in a small container. And it just makes it easier to get things like this line of smooth bead around the outside. And when you have one of these smaller containers with the fine tip, if you do find you get a glob, what I like to do is stop squeezing and just use the tip to continue to drag that out. If you just keep squeezing, you're going to make the glob worse. And you want just a very fine bead because you don't want it to spooge out when you press it down around that outside. In the center, you can be a little more aggressive. And what I like to do is leave it face down, and on these cards we gave it a flat bottom so they can stand up on the table. What I like to do is kind of line those up and use it as a guide, and then just tap one of the edges while I hold up the other side so everything looks like it lines up. Give it a light touch, and then I can smooth it down and give it a little slide if I need to. can bring in the other piece. I'm going to do the same thing of just lining up that bottom flatter edge. Give it a little tap. Then just make sure the edges line up. Then the last little frame. This one got a little pulled on the mat, so it's a little goofy, so I'm really just going to do the bottom edge. Flip it over, because I don't want that little distorted pull from the mat to mess up lining everything up. Just give it a nice little smooth, make sure everything's attached, and there you go. So with the card bases, we left the fold on the side, so that way when you open, you put the egg on the front, you have a little bit of a lip on the back, so that way when you open the card, the edge doesn't get in the way and the card can open nicely without having to mess with the edge of your art. And I'm putting the glue on the base so that way I don't accidentally extend past that edge. When I place this on the card base, just make sure your shadows don't confuse you and line it up with the top part. Now I can just add the sentiment placard. We left about 1/4 of an inch around the edges, so you can use that to gauge how you're centering everything. So there you go, your little striped Easter egg with a little bit of curve. I've toyed with the idea of maybe doing different colors and using some chalks to kind of put a little highlight kind of on the edge to bring out that 3D curve, but I still think it looks good standing on its own.
Wow, that was super easy. And where do they get the files from again?
Well, this file is available right on our blog, so if you go to our blog and read the description, or read the description of the video with a link to our blog, you'll be able to get the link to this striped egg.
And if you're one of our patrons at patreon.com, you can get the link for all the cards.
So if you're interested in supporting CraftSpy2, you can sign up at Patreon at patreon.com/CraftSpy2, and that's in the description down below too.
That's us.
Yeah. And when you sign up, make sure you pay attention to the thank you, because the thank you is information you want to save, because it tells you how you can get to our file library.
So these cards make your Easter celebration super simple.
And colorful and fun.
I was just going to say that.
Of course you were.
So what are you guys waiting for? It's almost Easter. You need to cut cards. Go and cut cards. And we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
So what are we doing for the opening of the Egg-tastic Easter cards?
The Eggs-Cellent cards? Oops.
So Kenny, what are we going to do for our Egg-tastic Easter cards?
Our Eggs-Cellent
Damn
cards? And this is just some art glitter glue that I have in a smaller dispenser. And of course, it's a little clogged.